All right, everyone, let's cut to the chase. Today we're breaking down why Gemini 3 is better than ChatGPT. While one AI has the memory of a supercomputer, the other is still trying to remember what you said 2 prompts ago. The debate starts now, and we're not holding back. Gemini was born multimodal. ChatGPT learned it as a second language. This isn't just a minor technical detail, it's the fundamental difference between a native speaker and someone awkwardly reading from a phrasebook. Gemini was conceived from day one to understand and reason across text, images, audio, and video simultaneously. It doesn't just process an image, it comprehends its context, subtext, and relationship to other information streams. ChatGPT, for all its strengths, had vision and audio bolted on later. It translates what it sees into text, creating a clunky, 2-step process that misses the nuance. It's the difference between effortlessly understanding a visual joke and having someone explain the punchline to you. Gemini's fluency across all data types isn't a feature, it's the core of its superior intelligence, making its insights deeper and more intuitive. Its million-token context window makes ChatGPT's memory look like a goldfish's. Let's be blunt. Memory matters. ChatGPT's context window is like a sticky note, useful for a quick reminder, but utterly useless for anything complex. Gemini, meanwhile, shows up with a 1 million token library. This isn't just an incremental improvement, it's a complete paradigm shift. You can feed it entire novels, dense research papers, or a complete software codebase, and it won't forget the first sentence by the time it reaches the last. While you're busy re-explaining the basic premise you gave ChatGPT 10 prompts ago, Gemini is synthesizing vast amounts of information with perfect recall. That goldfish comparison isn't just a cheap shot, it's a painfully accurate description of ChatGPT's limitations when faced with any task that requires sustained, coherent thought. Pause the debate. Now, it's your turn. We've given our reasons, but what did we miss? Drop your smartest, most savage, or funniest reason why Gemini dominates in the comments below. The best arguments might just get immortalized in a future Users Edition. Don't be shy, we're judging. Gemini lives in the present with real-time Google search, while ChatGPT is stuck in the past. An AI's intelligence is worthless if its knowledge is trapped in a time capsule. ChatGPT is a digital fossil, proudly announcing its knowledge cutoff as if it were a feature, not a crippling disability. Asking it about yesterday's news, the latest market trends, or a newly released movie yields a polite but utterly useless apology. Gemini, on the other hand, is plugged directly into the live beating heart of the internet. Google search, it doesn't guess, and it doesn't apologize for being outdated. It fetches, synthesizes, and delivers real-time information. While ChatGPT is busy giving you a well-written summary of what the world looked like 2 years ago, Gemini is telling you what's happening right now. One is a history book, the other is the newsroom. It's seamlessly woven into the Google ecosystem you already use every day. Utility isn't just about power, it's about access. ChatGPT is a destination, a separate tab you have to consciously open to get work done. Gemini is the nervous system of the digital world you already inhabit. It's not a tool you go to, it's an intelligence that meets you where you are. It lives inside Gmail, helping you draft the perfect email. It's in Google Docs, summarizing reports in a click. It's the core of your Android phone. This native integration is a killer feature that ChatGPT can't replicate because it doesn't own the ecosystem. It's the difference between hiring a consultant for a specific task versus having a brilliant assistant who's already integrated into every part of your workflow. Gemini's next-generation architecture runs circles around ChatGPT's aging engine. Let's talk about what's under the hood. ChatGPT is essentially running on a brilliantly refurbished, but ultimately dated engine. It's the AI equivalent of a classic muscle car. It was revolutionary for its time, it makes a lot of noise, but its core technology is showing its age. Gemini, in contrast, was designed from the ground up as a next-generation model. It's not an iteration, it's a reinvention. Its architecture is inherently more efficient, more scalable, and built for the multimodal demands of the future, not just the text-based queries of the past. This isn't just abstract engineering. It translates to faster responses, more complex reasoning, and a system that doesn't feel like it's creaking under the strain of a difficult query. It grounds its answers in the world's largest information source, crushing hallucinations. An AI that confidently lies to you is worse than useless. It's dangerous. ChatGPT has become famous for hallucinations. Eloquently written, completely fabricated nonsense that sounds plausible enough to be believed. It's a digital con artist pulling facts from thin air. Gemini, however, grounds its responses in reality by tethering itself to the single largest source of human knowledge, Google search. It doesn't just remember information, it actively verifies and cross-references it, providing a crucial link to the real world. This grounding mechanism acts as a powerful antidote to AI's tendency to invent things. While ChatGPT is spinning a convincing fairy tale based on statistical patterns, Gemini is operating like a world-class research assistant, ensuring its answers are not just well-written, but actually true. Gemini understands video natively, a task ChatGPT can only dream of. For ChatGPT, a video is a black box, a silent movie it can't even see. Gemini, however, doesn't just watch the video, it comprehends it. It sees the action, hears the dialogue, and understands the temporal context from the first frame to the last. You can ask it to pinpoint the exact moment a key event happens or explain a complex visual process shown on screen. Trying to get ChatGPT to analyze a video is a futile exercise. You're forced to be its eyes and ears, painstakingly describing what's happening. It's like trying to get a movie review from someone who has only read the closed captions. This isn't just a missing feature. It's a complete sensory deprivation that puts it in a different, vastly inferior league. It writes cleaner, more efficient code without the constant hand-holding. ChatGPT writes code like an enthusiastic intern. It gets the job done, but the result is often verbose, a bit clunky, and requires a senior developer to come clean it up. Gemini codes like a seasoned architect. Thanks to its deeper reasoning and massive context window, it understands the bigger picture of the project, not just the single function it's being asked to write. It produces code that is more concise, more efficient, and better structured from the get-go. This means less time spent debugging bloated, ChatGPT-generated boilerplate, and more time building. While ChatGPT provides a decent starting point, Gemini provides a near-finished product, respecting the developer's time and understanding that in coding, elegance and efficiency are just as important as functionality. Google is playing the long game. Gemini is the future, not just a feature. ChatGPT is a spectacular product, but a product is not a strategy. OpenAI built an amazing destination, a website you visit to get a task done. Google is building the infrastructure for the next decade of technology. Gemini isn't just a new feature bolted onto search, it's the foundational intelligence layer being woven into the very fabric of everything Google does, from your phone's OS to your work documents. This is a long-term strategic play, not a short-term product cycle. While others race to build a better chatbot app, Google is fundamentally re-architecting its empire around this new capability. Choosing ChatGPT is like using a clever, standalone tool. Embracing Gemini is aligning with the future of information itself. You don't have to go to Gemini. It comes to you in your apps and on your phone. The best tool is the one that's already in your hand when you need it. ChatGPT's model relies on you stopping what you're doing, opening a new tab, and entering its world. It's a destination. Gemini's philosophy is the opposite. Its intelligence is ambient, pervading the tools you already use. It's the smart reply in your messages, the organizational magic in your photos, the instant summary in your email. This ubiquity is its superpower. The friction of having to go to the AI is completely eliminated. While ChatGPT waits patiently to be called upon, Gemini is already there, anticipating your needs and seamlessly integrated into your digital life, making you smarter and more efficient without demanding you change your habits. The laziness narrative that plagues ChatGPT is a non-issue for Gemini's work ethic. We've all been there. You give ChatGPT a perfectly reasonable, complex task, and it just quits. It gets lazy, truncating answers, refusing to elaborate, or giving a vague apology for being unable to help. It's the AI equivalent of a brilliant but temperamental artist who refuses to work because they're not feeling it. This isn't just a bug, it's a fundamental reliability issue that wastes your time and breaks your workflow. Gemini, on the other hand, was engineered to be a workhorse, not a diva. It's built for persistence, tackling complex prompts with a consistent and relentless drive. You don't have to coax it or trick it into doing its job. It simply performs, delivering complete, thorough results without the digital drama. It offers more sophisticated reasoning, breaking free from predictable, templated responses. There's a telltale blandness to many ChatGPT outputs, a formulaic structure that feels safe, predictable, and ultimately uninspired. It's an expert at rearranging known information into a clean, templated response, but it rarely surprises you with a genuine insight. Gemini, however, showcases a more sophisticated level of reasoning that breaks out of this mold. It engages in genuine synthesis, connecting disparate concepts and navigating ambiguity to construct arguments that demonstrate a true chain of thought, not just a pattern match. This results in outputs that feel more original, more insightful, and less like a recycled answer from a massive database. It's the difference between a flawless cover band playing the hits and an original artist improvising a brilliant new solo. Gemini unlocks true creative collaboration, not just text-based Q&A. Using ChatGPT often feels transactional. You ask a question, it gives an answer. It's a remarkably capable information retrieval machine, but Gemini aims for something more profound: collaboration. Its native multimodality and sophisticated reasoning transform it from a mere tool into a creative partner. You can brainstorm by tossing it a sketch, a musical riff, and a paragraph of text, and it can synthesize these inputs into a cohesive new idea. It's not just fulfilling a text prompt, it's actively participating in the creative process. This ability to riff off visual and auditory cues alongside text makes it an invaluable partner for designers, musicians, and storytellers. ChatGPT answers your questions. Gemini helps you discover questions you didn't even know to ask. Its enterprise-grade security is built on Google's trusted cloud infrastructure. When you're dealing with sensitive company data, pretty good security isn't good enough. ChatGPT is a fantastic tool, but its security infrastructure is that of a startup, albeit a massive one. Gemini, however, is built on the battle-hardened foundation of Google Cloud. This isn't just a marketing line. It means inheriting decades of investment in data protection, compliance certifications, and a global security apparatus trusted by the world's largest corporations. For any business looking to integrate AI into core operations, this is a non-negotiable advantage. Using ChatGPT for enterprise tasks is like handing your company's secrets to a brilliant but unvetted consultant. Using Gemini is like locking them in a Fort Knox that you already trust with the rest of your digital assets. The Developer API is built for the complex, multimodal applications of tomorrow. The ChatGPT API was a game changer for text-based applications. The Gemini API is a game changer for reality. It was designed from the ground up for the complex, interwoven world of multimodal data. Developers aren't just sending text prompts, they're creating applications that can see, hear, and reason about the world in real time. This enables a new class of software that ChatGPT's text-centric API simply can't support. Think of apps that can analyze a user's live video feed, understand their spoken commands, and cross-reference information from a document simultaneously. While developers using ChatGPT are building smarter text boxes, developers using Gemini are building the first generation of truly context-aware, multisensory applications. It's an entirely different league of creation. The mobile-first integration on Android is something ChatGPT can only envy. For hundreds of millions of people, their smartphone is their primary computer. ChatGPT's mobile experience is an app, a good one, but still just a window into its world. Gemini's integration on Android is fundamentally different. It's being woven into the operating system itself. It's becoming the default assistant, a core part of the user experience that can interact with other apps and the device's hardware in a way a third-party application never could. This deep OS-level integration means Gemini can offer proactive, context-aware assistance based on what you're doing on your phone. It's the difference between installing a navigation app and having GPS built directly into the car's dashboard. One is a useful add-on, the other is a seamless core function. It represents a fundamental leap in AI capability, not just an incremental update. The jump from GPT-3 to GPT-4 was impressive, but it was fundamentally a bigger, better version of the same idea, a more powerful text prediction engine. The leap to Gemini is different in kind, not just in degree. Its native multimodality, massive context window, and deep integration into a global information ecosystem represent a fundamental shift in what an AI model is and what it can do. It's not just a better chatbot, it's a more generalized and capable reasoning engine. While ChatGPT refined the existing paradigm to near perfection, Gemini introduced a new one. It's the difference between perfecting the horse-drawn carriage and inventing the automobile. One is the peak of an old technology, the other is the dawn of a new one. Gemini's power is backed by decades of legendary Google AI research. ChatGPT exploded onto the scene, feeling like an overnight sensation. But that's a risky bet. Gemini, on the other hand, is the culmination of decades of pioneering work from Google AI and DeepMind, two of the most respected research institutions on the planet. This isn't just about brand names. It's about the deep, foundational research that informs its architecture. We're talking about the creators of AlphaGo, the inventors of the transformer architecture itself, the T in ChatGPT, and countless other breakthroughs. Gemini stands on the shoulders of giants that literally invented the field. While ChatGPT built a phenomenal product on that research, Gemini has the entire institutional knowledge, legacy, and ongoing R&D pipeline of Google's AI empire driving it forward. It handles complex, multi-turn conversations with superior coherence and recall. ChatGPT is a great conversationalist for short sprints. But try to have a long, complex discussion, and you'll find yourself constantly repeating context it has already forgotten. It's like talking to someone with a charming but frustratingly short attention span. Gemini's million-token context window isn't just for analyzing documents, it's a superpower in conversation. It maintains a coherent thread through dozens of turns, recalling nuanced details and instructions from the beginning of the interaction with perfect fidelity. This allows for a truly collaborative and iterative dialogue where you can build upon previous points without having to start over. It doesn't just answer your last question, it understands the entire history of your conversation, making it a far more intelligent and useful partner. The sheer speed of its information retrieval sets a new industry standard. When you need an answer, you need it now. The slight, almost imperceptible lag as ChatGPT thinks and types out its response can be a significant drag on productivity. It's a friction point that reminds you you're dealing with a machine. Gemini, leveraging Google's unparalleled infrastructure, feels different. The speed at which it accesses and synthesizes information from search is breathtaking, often delivering complex, well-sourced answers almost instantaneously. This isn't just a quality-of-life improvement. It changes how you interact with the AI. It becomes a true extension of your own thought process, a rapid-fire partner that keeps pace with your curiosity. That millisecond difference is the gap between a tool you use and an intelligence you think with. Simply put, Gemini is the smarter, more capable, and more integrated AI. When you strip away the hype, the choice becomes clear. This isn't about incremental features, it's about the fundamental architecture of intelligence. ChatGPT is a master of language, a brilliant conversationalist trapped in a text box. Gemini is a master of information in all its forms: text, image, code, and video, woven into the digital fabric of your life. It's smarter because its vast memory and grounding in reality allow for deeper reasoning. It's more capable because it perceives and understands the multimodal world we actually live in. And it's more integrated because it meets you where you are, rather than making you come to it. ChatGPT was the spectacular opening act. Gemini is the undisputed headliner. And that's a wrap on today's Tech Takedown. Thanks for watching the debate unfold. Now get down in those comments and tell us what you think. We read them all. If you live for these battles, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a beat. This is 21 Reasons Why. Epic debates, legendary comments.